Good evening, I'm Nariman Issa. This is CTV News at 5. Tonight, in a pickle, a local charity's biggest fundraiser is in jeopardy after an area pickleball and sports facility abruptly shuts down. Plus, vandals target a North Edmonton church, causing $250,000 in damage. And World Series fever is in full swing for local Blue Jays fans.
CTV Edmonton, local breaking news with Nariman Issa.
The Alberta Teachers Association says talks will not be held with the provincial government this weekend. Yesterday, the province said it's prepared to table back-to-work legislation as soon as Monday. An official return-to-work timeline won't be known until the legislation has been tabled. Some school divisions are being proactive, asking parents to be prepared for a return to the classroom as early as Wednesday. ATA President Jason Schilling says back-to-work legislation will have a negative effect on future bargaining talks.
It will damage the relationship moving forward, but we will work towards repairing that relationship as well, because we realize we need to bargain with the same folks down the road in just a couple of years. And so we'll have to work hard to make sure that we can build a relationship that is going to work.
Schilling adds he won't know whether defying a back-to-school order will be an option for teachers until seeing the legislation. The province tells CTV if the ATA doesn't return to the table with a reasonable deal this weekend, it will move forward with the legislation on Monday. The provincial government is ordering public service employees back into the office full-time. The hybrid work policy was introduced more than 3 years ago. That's when the government lifted its work-from-home order, which was established during the COVID-19 pandemic. The public service says more than 12,500 workers are part of the hybrid program. That accounts for about 44% of the workforce. The hybrid policy ends February 1st. The Alberta government says employees can still access flexible work arrangements based on operational needs. Not even a year after opening, Ray's Athletics in St. Albert closed abruptly this week. Now, the company says the closure is temporary because of construction requirements, while its landlord says it's due to default. CTV's Amanda Anderson reports it's left one Alberta charity without a place to host its largest fundraiser of the year.
Disappointment. We've worked really hard. The committee members, the players, everybody leading up to it. Significant disappointment.
Alberta Lung spent 6 months planning a 24-hour pickleball tournament, a first in Canada and the organization's biggest fundraiser of the year. It was slated to start tonight at Ray's Athletics in St. Albert, but on Tuesday, the company sent users an email saying it had to temporarily close. With 200 local and out-of-province participants, Lee Allard says they had to act.
To be fair to all of them, we needed to give them advance warning. We're not canceling it. We are postponing this event. It will happen.
A notice on behalf of the landlord is posted at the facility saying the lease has been terminated due to default. A spokesperson from Ray's Athletics tells CTV News the closure is temporary and discussions are taking place with several parties to find a resolution. We realize a lot of panic has ensued from some of the mixed messaging that has been spread around through unofficial channels, which has led to many believing this is a permanent closure. We appreciate everyone's patience with us while we navigate the situation. Out of respect for ongoing discussions, they would not comment on the lease termination notice.
And we've been caught smack dab in the middle of it, as I'm sure lots of others are.
Alberta Lung still hopes to have its event at the St. Albert facility in the near future, but is exploring other options. Money raised through the tournament is earmarked for breathing space, a new facility for lung transplant patients being built in 2026.
Breathing space is the first of its kind in Canada. Patients come from all across the country to Edmonton for lung transplant. And so this home away from home will help with the out-of-pocket expenses that they incur when moving to Edmonton for their lung transplant.
$80,000 has been raised so far for the tournament. Allard says the delay could be a silver lining.
Some have said, I have more time to practice playing pickleball and really raise more money and awareness and tell people about this great event.
Amanda Anderson, CTV News, St. Albert.
Vandals have caused about $250,000 of damage to a North Edmonton Catholic church. The church says Monday around 4 a.m., 3 people threw rocks at the church. More than 25 stained glass windows were shattered. The rocks landed inside the church, causing further damage. Tuesday, it happened again with more windows smashed.
Every window is a very unique shape, and so every window needs to now be recut and sort of set into the wall, of course, into the glass.
The Edmonton Police Service is investigating. St. Clair's is accepting donations to help cover the cost of new windows. Edmonton Fire Rescue Services says fireworks are to blame for another house fire from earlier this week. Just after 1 in the morning on Tuesday, crews responded to a fire at a home under construction in a south central neighborhood. EFRS says sparks from fireworks ignited the fire on or near the garage. A neighboring home was also damaged. Edmonton police have taken over the investigation. Now, criminal charges have been laid against 3 people in a separate case where firework sparks started a fire at a home in Millwoods on Monday night. The Edmonton Oilers are preparing to honor forward Adam Henrique's 1,000th game. Henrique reached the 1,000th game milestone earlier this week against the Senators. The Oilers will host an on-ice pregame ceremony prior to next Thursday's game. Henrique played for the New Jersey Devils and Anaheim Ducks before being traded to Edmonton last year. He's the 409th player in NHL history to reach this milestone. The fans were taken on a ride during last night's game. The Oilers allowed 3 goals in under 2 minutes in the second period. The team still managed a 6-5 win over the Montreal Canadiens. Vasily put goals and scored the winner under the wire. Now, after the game, he spoke about dealing with his father's death right before the start of the season.
Right now, just playing is a good memory of him, and just make him proud every day. And yeah, he always wanted to win a cup, and unfortunately he'll not see it, but he'll see it another way, on another side.
The Oilers hit the road for 2 games, Seattle tomorrow and Vancouver on Sunday. Well, the Blue Jays and the Dodgers kick off the 2025 World Series tonight in Toronto. The Jays' first championship run since 1993 has baseball fans across the country excited, and that includes fans right here in Edmonton. The Riverhawks are hosting World Series watch parties at Remax Field, and that is where we find CTV's Jeremy Thompson live tonight for us. And Jeremy, how is the energy so far?
Yeah, Nerman, what better place to watch top-tier baseball than right here at the ballpark? Now, the watch party isn't actually out here in the field itself. It's in the Hawk's Nest, the sports bar, the lounge inside the ballpark itself. And until just a few minutes ago here, there were some Riverhawks out here practicing, doing a little ultimate frisbee. They're on their way inside, but some of them might be participating in this watch party for the Jays. Saw some of them wearing some Jays gear, and there was plenty of Jays gear around the city today, including in a front yard on the north side.
Right there we go. It would be really cool because, we're rooting for that team. We're hoping these guys are winning. If they win, I'm screaming.
This group of friends plays baseball together when they can. Some of them got their Jays gear on a recent trip to Toronto. They say they like George Springer and Vladimir Guerrero Jr. One of the boys has a Blue Jays hat and a Shohei Ohtani jersey. He says he'll be happy no matter who wins the World Series. Meanwhile, elsewhere in the city, Blue Jays fever has led to a boost in business for United Cycle. The manager there says jerseys, hats, even Christmas ornaments have been gaining popularity as the Jays progress in the postseason.
Jays truly are Canada's team, and I think everybody across Canada, they want to get behind it. They want to see the team do well. Whereas, when we're talking about the Maple Leafs and the Oilers, it's a very different story.
Yeah, we hate Toronto, but we love the Jays.
The 7th game, the Springer hit that home run. We're going wild.
We haven't been alive for a World Series yet, so that's really big.
Yeah, first time in our life. Born in '94, so.
The general manager for United Sport and Cycle says the Blue Jays playoff run has contributed to a 30% boost in business compared to this time last year. Now, as I mentioned, it's not out here on the field where this watch party is happening. The ballpark itself has been sort of winterized. The Hawk's Nest is open about an hour before each game. This World Series has about a capacity of 100 people, so you'll want to get here early if you can. And they are also giving away a Riverhawks jersey every game of this World Series. Nerman, first pitch is scheduled in about an hour.
Yeah, watching the ball game at the Ball Diamond, that seems like a good location. Thank you, Jeremy. All right, let's bring in Josh Clausen. First look at weather. We saw that. It looks like a beautiful evening out there. You know, fall ball. Nothing beats it.
Oh, that nice warm temperature. I mean, it certainly doesn't feel like we're heading into the end of October. Last full weekend of October. 16 degrees in Edmonton right now. We get to 17 for a daytime high. We're at 17 currently in Stony Plain. A little cooler east of the city at 12 degrees in Elk Island. 17 will go down as the daytime high for today, so we thought we'd get to 18. We're just shy of that. 9 is the average high for this time of year, so way above average once again. And above zero this morning. I think the next couple of mornings should be above zero as well. So no frost in the forecast. There is a little bit of snow in the forecast for parts of the province, though. We'll get to that in a moment. Here's what it looks like outside with the CTV drone. A cloudier day than anticipated. We thought we'd see a little more sunshine, but the clouds have been sliding through right through the day. They're breaking a little bit here in the last hour or so, but there's really not much in the way of significant clearing coming our way. That was the thicker cloud cover that hung overhead all day today. Here are the breaks right now over the Edmonton region, but you can see off to the west-southwest, there is another bank of cloud cover, and that system will bring us a lot of cloud, it looks like, through the first half of the day tomorrow. In fact, we may even see some showers. 7 degrees with about a 30% chance of some showers early tomorrow morning. A little gusty through the morning hours as well, but around lunchtime or just after lunch, those gusts should die down and skies will clear. We'll get to about 13, maybe even 14 for a daytime high tomorrow, but a single-digit high in the forecast for Sunday with some rain for Edmonton and some snow further north. All those details still to come.
Thank you, Josh. Well, coming up next, community crossing. One neighborhood's fight to make a busy area safer.
You'll have to stretch your hand out for someone to see you and stop there, wave, or some way you should make the traffic stop just to cross there.
Programming brought to you by James H. Brown Injury Lawyers, the heavy hitters of injury law.
You're watching CTV News at 5.
A group of people in the West End have started a petition to demand the city make safety improvements at a busy intersection. CTV's Gates Gord spoke with community members about the concerns they have and how the city plans to address the area.
Almost every day, Bibin James and his family have to figure out a safe way to get across a busy West End road.
It's hard to actually cross the intersection because we drop our kid at Uplands daycare. So every day, back and forth, just crossing.
They aren't the only ones who have trouble here. Drivers struggle too.
This intersection is quite busy, so turning left and right is a nightmare sometimes.
People say it's just a matter of time before a serious crash happens at Muskogee Trail and 192nd Street. It's pretty easy to see why people do have concerns about this particular intersection. Aside from the only 2 stop signs on either side of 192nd Street, there are no controls for vehicles or even pedestrians to cross. Some frustrated with the lack of measures are taking matters into their own hands. They hope a petition will bring attention and improvements to the intersection.
Yeah, it would be helpful if, we can get lights set up, just so it's safer for the community around here.
Along with a crosswalk or pedestrian lights, they hope to see speed reduction measures, better signage, and a traffic study in the area. The city says when deciding whether an intersection needs any of those things, a variety of factors are considered, including safety data, turn lanes, and potential wait times.
We really want to confirm that the intersection is going to work for signals and it's required overall in the system based on all the data we have.
It says of the 40 to 50 intersections in newer areas looked at every year, about 15 are usually approved for upgrades. The city has studied this area in the past and says at that time, improvements were not necessary. It says that doesn't mean it can't happen now.
Listening to the community is really important. They are the users of these roads every day. So utilizing that information and, that specific intersection specifically, we've just did a ranking of that one. It is kind of ranking pretty high.
In light of the new ranking, the city is committed to reassessing the intersection this winter, which could signal new measures in the new year. Gates Gord, CTV News, Edmonton.
The federal government is spending millions of dollars to support Black businesses in the prairies. Ottawa is committing $15.2 million over 5 years to the Black Entrepreneurship Program Ecosystem Fund. Edmonton MP and Federal Cabinet Minister Eleanor Olszewski made the announcement at the Africa Centre. She says Black Canadians continue to face systemic barriers to starting their own businesses.
Racism and discrimination, lack of access to capital and resources and networks and opportunities, all of these things are huge impediments to successes.
The new funding will help not-for-profit organizations deliver training, services, and other supports to Black-led businesses and entrepreneurs. One local entrepreneur says this kind of support does much more than help build businesses.
Because when you invest in us, you don't just invest in entrepreneurs. You are investing in community builders, job creators, and a future of a country that truly reflects the diversity and innovation of its people.
More information about the Ecosystem Fund and how to apply can be found on our website. Well, still to come, country singer Gord Bamford gets ready to rock Central Alberta.
I wouldn't pick a different place. I mean, Central Alberta's been my home.
On your morning, how to make trick-or-treating accessible for all, and we continue to find out the favorite Halloween treats as chosen by you. We'll see you at 6.
I love that they showed candy corn. No one's picking candy corn.
You don't like candy corn?
No.
What's wrong with the candy corn?
Why would I want to eat wax?
What's wrong with the candy corn?
No, we're going caramel. That's my choice.
Oh, yeah. Take a look outside. We'd be a good pair. We did this.
You can have the candy corn, and I'll take your caramel.
Take a look outside with the Action Furnace River Valley Skycam. Action Furnace, fixed weather, it's free. 16 degrees after a high of 17 this afternoon. We're under mostly cloudy skies right now. That'll be the case, looks like, for most of tonight and early tomorrow. We'll get some sun tomorrow afternoon. 10 in Fort McMurray as well as Grand Prairie right now. Look to the south. Red Deer hit 21 earlier this afternoon. 19 right now. You get a 20 in Calgary, 20 in Medicine Hat. So there was some really warm air just south of Edmonton. I mean, 17 degrees isn't all that bad. There's your heavier cloud cover now east of the city. Still some clouds, though, set to come through just off to the west and southwest. And up in the Peace Country, you're already seeing a bit of rain out ahead of this developing area of low pressure. We'll see some more of that rain in through the Peace Country overnight tonight. But by tomorrow morning, it's kind of right around Edmonton all the way north into the Fort McMurray area. That's where you have the best chance of seeing some rain. Now, I think in the city, it's kind of 5 to 8 a.m. would be the most likely time frame, and it really doesn't look like it's going to amount to all that much. It will be a little gusty, though, through the first half of the day, and then there's your clearing for the afternoon hours, and the wind dies down. So it actually looks like not a bad afternoon for tomorrow. Here's the next area of low pressure starting to move in from the south. So overnight Saturday into early Sunday morning, you get a good chance of some showers. Again, doesn't look like all that much early. And then it starts to intensify a little bit. Now, is that heavier, steadier rain just north of the Edmonton area, or is it right over top Edmonton? That remains to be seen. I think there's a very good chance that we'll get some rain as opposed to no rain through the first half of the day Sunday. And then the bulk of this moves north through the afternoon hours Sunday and into Sunday night, which is good because you can see it flips over late Sunday into Sunday night, and this may actually stick around through the first half of the day Monday. You've got some snow, potentially some accumulating snow in parts of northern Alberta. We're going to be on the edge. So it's not a 0% chance. There is a slight risk that we might see a little bit of wet snow late Sunday or into Sunday night. But I think most, if not all, of that precipitation will be north of us by the time it starts to flip over. 5 degrees in Fort McMurray tomorrow morning, 0 in Grand Prairie. We'll be around 7 degrees here in the city. Daytime highs around 10 across the northwest. 10 degrees in Fort McMurray with that rain. Fort McMurray, Lac La Biche, especially through the first half of the day, should by supper time move north of Fort McMurray. Sunshine 15 for Lloydminster, about 14 in Red Deer, and 9 in Jasper here in Edmonton. Mostly cloudy skies through this evening. 13 degrees at 9 o'clock tonight. 13 or 14 is the high for tomorrow. And you notice temperatures aren't really moving all that much over the course of the next 24 hours. 7 degrees for a morning low. Gusty through the first half of the day. That chance of some scattered showers early in the morning. And then a good chance of some morning rain Sunday. Then cloudy and 8 Sunday afternoon. Windy and 7 on Monday. It does look like temperatures will rebound slightly back into the 10 to 12 range for Wednesday, Thursday, and Halloween Friday.
Thank you, Josh. Well, a chart-topping country star who grew up in central Alberta is coming back to his roots.
Girl,
I knew it must be you, 'cause it got hotter in this room. You walked in.
Gord Bamford is an Australian-Canadian artist who was born down under and grew up in Lacombe. He'll play the Broncos Bash in Olds tomorrow at the Future Ag Event Centre. Bamford says Central Alberta will always have a special place in his heart.
I wouldn't pick a different place. I mean, Central Alberta's been my home, and you know, the way I've been able to grow up and live, and now instill into my kids and my family is the same as how I grew up. So it's, I think, a great place to live and thrive and be a part of, and we love it here.
All proceeds from the show will go towards Olds College. Well, when we return, piecing together some community support, how one local puzzle shop is giving back.
It was just a win-win that the community had somewhere to bring the puzzles.
Your morning just got a little brighter. Start your day with CTV Your Morning, and you could win $20,000. For your chance to win, watch CTV Your Morning Edmonton, weekday mornings 6 to 9.
CTV News at 5 continues.
Brought to you by Superheroes and Blockbusters with your Edmonton Symphony Orchestra. Learn more at winspearcenter.com.
Coming up on CTV News at 6, homicide detectives are taking over the case of a man who was found unresponsive and died on the city's northwest side. Also, what options do Alberta teachers have if the provincial government legislates them back to work? And with the Toronto Blue Jays in the World Series, some local businesses are cashing in on the baseball hype. Those stories and more on CTV News at 6 with Jeff Hastings. Well, a local puzzle shop is piecing together some charitable donations. The puzzle shop on the south side is holding its second Puzzle Bee for charity. Volunteers come in and put together donated puzzles to make sure all the pieces are present. The puzzles are then sent to organizations and nonprofits across our city.
It was just a win-win that the community had somewhere to bring the puzzles, and then they were going to go to organizations that we had a personal connection with. So some of them were senior lodgings, senior housings that my grandma's at, and one of our staff members, his grandpa was at a location. We're really big on like the Edmonton Public Library, and they always have it. And so the Elizabeth Fry Society, the Youth Emergency Shelter, they're added for this Christmas.
Moon says even if the puzzles are missing a piece, there are companies that will make or remake those pieces. The Puzzle Bee runs through Sunday. That's our show for tonight. Thank you so much for watching. CTV National News is next. Have a great weekend. Good night.